Not long now, lads. Not long now. And if you guys are wondering why I'm saying not long now, I think it's not long until Caitlin Clark comes back. With yesterday's game, all but guaranteeing the Indiana Fever make the playoffs unless they lose their last 8 games of the year. If we're 7, how many games does Fever have? Is it 7 or 8? Either way, the Fever are 2 wins away from guaranteeing a playoff spot, and they're 1 win away from probably getting a playoff spot. The 2 wins away from guaranteeing one, they're 3 wins away from getting out of guaranteeing themselves out of that 8 seed. But yeah, the Indiana Fever with a huge win last night, giving them 20 wins on the season. They have got they've only got 6 games left. They've got 6 games. So they got to win one of the 6 to pretty much guarantee they made the playoffs. And they got to win 2 of the 6 to get into that 7 seed. That's pretty much it. And with that being said, it is looking very, very likely that Caitlin Clark is going to return. Caitlin Clark is going to return. But it's good hearing this from Stephanie White about Caitlin's return as well.
Whatever you normally do, and what do you want to see ultimately to get comfort whenever the time comes?
Yeah, she went through our walkthrough yesterday. Today it was very short, prior to game time. But she went through it yesterday, and I want to see her in practice. Live in practice. I want to see her continue to work.
The problem is that the Fever aren't really going to go live in practice for the rest of the year because they don't have that many days off. A lot of traveling. And look, Caitlin's not coming back for Friday. Caitlin's almost certainly not coming back against the Mercury. She might come back against the Vox. But my prediction has been not from the start. My prediction originally was that she was going to be back for the Lynx game. And then the rumor is that that was when it was likely she was coming back, as we saw from Jan Jensen being there. But the rumor is when it came to the Lynx game is that it was literally just a case of the ankle injury set her back another couple of weeks because she couldn't ramp it up. That's the rumor. That's from what I've heard. And again, these aren't sources. These are like sources of a source of a source. Third, fourth hand information. But that's the chatter through the grapevine. And what is the one thing I always want to say? I don't have any sources. I don't have any sources. I don't even have sources of sources. I just sometimes hear chatter through the grapevine from people that are not involved. But that's kind of the theory right now about what's going on, is that it was the ankle injury is the reason why Caitlin Clark's not back right now. So my prediction is the Sky game, because if they win one of their next 3, they then go into that Sky game, Sky, Mystics, and Lynx needing just 2 wins, and they should beat the Sky and the Mystics. Even if they lose one of them, all they have to do is realistically beat the Lynx on the last day of the season when Lynx aren't going to play any of their players. Because I don't think the Lynx want to play the Fever in the playoffs.
To not just build endurance, but to be able to handle contact 94 feet as it's going to be in game, and to be able to do that and sustain from an endurance standpoint. And that's going to take multiple practices to make sure that there's no regression. And as most of us know, when we get fatigued, we look different, and see how she plays through fatigue.
Sorry to follow up with that.
So my guess is that in the next couple of practices she's ramping up. And that's why I said the Sky game. The Sky game is 11 days from now. It's Saturday week. So that would be kind of my theory. That would be my theory. Is that it's Saturday. It's going to be Saturday week, which gives her plenty of time. Plenty of time to start ramping up.
Have enough practices left for that opportunity, especially this late in the season? They get changed depending on your schedule, things like that.
Not necessarily probably team practices, but being able to put together, 3s, 4s, and different things that we can go against and match up with.
So yeah, by the sounds of things, she's close. She is close to getting back to full practice. When you're back to full practice, you're close coming back. And we have to look at the schedule for the Indiana Fever. It's one of those things where it's it really is. Oh, the WNBA finally did it. When you click on teams, you don't automatically go into tickets. It actually goes teams. It only took the best part of 2 years for clicking on teams and WNBA website to send you to teams instead of tickets. You can still click on tickets through it. But now you can click on schedule. Oh my God. Shout out to the WNBA. It only took 2 years. And that's all it could have been longer than 2 years. But if you look at the Fever's games coming up, they have, I'm not saying they have 3 free hits, but they have 2. If they win one of these 3, they're in the playoffs. Like, they play the Valks and Valhalla. She's not going to play her first game. I'd say she's probably going to practice. They're going to have a proper practice today or tomorrow, which is Thursday. They're going to probably have a chill day. They're going to have a proper practice Thursday. And I think she's going to compete in that practice. And then I think she's going to be doing shoot-arounds with the teams, getting ready for these 3 games right here, ramping it up over this week here. And then she gets back home on Friday, the 5th of September. And that's my theory. That is my theory, that she gets back home on Friday, the 5th of September. And she goes from there. She goes from there. Like, she gets back for that game. She gets back on Wednesday the 3rd. She got Thursday, Friday, full ramp up, see how she does through fatigue. And she comes back for a Chicago Sky game in Cambridge. She comes back because I think she'll come back in Cambridge. And it's a Mystics game. And the Mystics are going to be in a position where they might look to win one, but the Mystics aren't up to much right now. And then you're playing the Minnesota Lynx, who realistically, they don't need to win. They're not going to care. And we saw it last year. The Fever didn't play any of their starters in the second half. They were way up on the Mystics, and they played their bench the whole second half. And we saw that. And we saw Kelsey Mitchell play 2 minutes or something last game of the season. Because she kind of, not that she got hurt, but it was kind of like an injury scare. And they were like, you know what, yeah, it's that's kind of what it is. So I think the Fever are set for the playoffs. You just don't want to face the Lynx. I think the Fever can beat the Dream. I think the Fever have blitzed the Dream. When the Fever run and push the pace, the Dream with their 2 bigs cannot keep up. And I don't care. Like, Sophie being out is a kind of shit one. But I think Aerial Powers can give a decent chunk of what Sophie can give. I think Lexi's going to be even better. I think Kelsey's playing. If Kelsey doesn't make the All WNBA first team, something's seriously wrong. Something seriously wrong. Like, if they bring the inefficient pull-up mid-range shooter on the worst team in the WNBA, if they put her on the All WNBA first team after missing 8 games, I don't even know. Like, at that stage, put Angel Reese on the damn first team. Angel Reese has been better this season than Paige. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Caitlin Clark is going to be back soon. She's going to be back soon, and I'd say there was no timeline, because I think if the Fever lost last night, and then the Fever went and rattled off 3 straight losses in a row, and suddenly they're 2 games below 500 with 3 games to go, I think they would be questioning whether or not to bring Caitlin Clark back. But now with that win, worst case scenario, you're in the playoffs if you win one. You're going to be in the playoffs, more than likely, if you win one of those last 3 games, which they're not going to lose all 3. They're not going to lose 6 games in a row at the end of the year. They just need one more win to pretty much guarantee the playoffs. Not pretty much guarantee it, but to make it very likely to make the playoffs. One more win. Because I don't know how many more games the Valks win. And I have a weird feeling we will beat the Valks. I just have this real weird feeling. Like, the Valks are such a weird team. Talent-wise, they're not there. But they shoot so many threes and they play so hard. But yeah. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys.